Well, today's October 22nd, 2024. Check out this weather. How many of y'all are jealous out there? Oh, so today we got a new drone to test. This is the Ruko F11 Pro 2. What they told me about this drone when they sent it to us was this is their keystone drone of their fleet. That wasn't the word. Hang on a second. This is their flagship drone of their fleet. So once I looked up what that meant, man, I was impressed. Anyway, guys, the box got a little bit damaged in shipping, but the drone seems to be in perfectly working order. So I'm going to put this back here, and I'm going to drive us to our testing spot. At the time that I'm making this video, this drone hasn't been released yet, so the information on it's really minimal. But I do know what they've done to improve this drone. The camera is now set on a 3-axis gimbal with EIS. So the stability and the clarity of the footage, of the 4K footage that this camera is going to give us, I think it's going to be pretty spectacular. It is raining now. How many of you are jealous now? I don't think I like this. But one of the sucky things about this drone, and I guess it's not really a sucky thing, but it's a thing, is this weighs more than 250 grams. So this is out of that mini class. However, it still could be considered a mini killer to me. I think it weighs about 360 grams, so this will have to be registered with the FAA in the US. But honestly, guys, if your biggest concern about flying a drone that's more than 250 grams is registering it with the FAA, don't be concerned about that. It's not a big deal. You simply go to the FAA's drone zone, you pay $5 and it's registered for 3 years. It's not a big deal. The only thing that you have to do beyond that, especially if you're recreational, is simply put your FAA number on your drone. And the way that we do it is we just write it on a piece of masking tape and stick it to the drone. It's really not a big problem. Well, now that your concerns have been put to bed by my soothing voice, let's get to the spot and test out this obese mini killer. Obese? Big boned. You're just big boned, buddy. Oh, his name is Ricky Jr., by the way. I named him after our F11 GIM 2 drone that we flew with Ruko last year. We named him Ricky. All right, guys, here we are at the graveyard. Fingers crossed nobody's here. Man, it looks like it's empty again. Just like that, we're here. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna get this package out of the drone. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna get this drone out of the package here. I'm not even gonna try to trick you in the fact that I didn't open this up already. I had to open it up because I had to get it registered with the FAA. All right, guys, anyway, this is the drone itself. It comes in a very slim pack. Like this case is really small for a drone that's bigger than 250 grams. But this is the drone itself. It's still, like I said, in the wrapper. Let me do this. Before I get all wrapped up into showing you guys what this is, basically it's a drone, a controller, 2 batteries, and a bunch of wires. There, we did the unboxing. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Let's get this thing unwrapped. But anyway, before I do that, I want to go out there and check the bug situation and make sure that we're safe today. All right, guys, so far so good. I do want to walk up here and make sure that there's nobody up here at the graveyard. I do believe there are some gnats following me, but nobody's here. We're not going to be disturbing anybody. Fantastic. I can't imagine what it will be like to be visiting your loved one at the graveyard and then some doofus shows up with the drone. That'd be horrible. Let's open this up. That's our workshop. Oh, geez. You guys see the bugs? Yep, they're here. Since Hurricane Milton came through, we've been inundated with mosquitoes, and I think I just got bit by a mosquito. I need to get some bug spray on. Ah! If it makes me cough, I wonder what it does to these bugs. I think my landing pad has seen better days. What do y'all think? Have you guys ever seen a recording of you recording yourself while you're recording yourself? That's what this is. All right, well, I'm gonna get all this stuff out of the packages here because I had it all looking nice and pretty, but I've already done the unboxing. Well, this is what the drone looks like in the case out of all of that stuff. Check out this controller. Isn't that sleek? Man, it looks good. And it's just like any other drone controller. You pull this part out here, you put your phone there, and then you connect it with the cable. So anytime that you have a drone with a connection, or with a cable connection like this to your controller, man, that's going to be a lot better than one of those Wi-Fi brands, I guarantee it. Why do I guarantee it? I'm not an expert. Now, yet again, I do have to take my phone out of the case in order to get a good connection with this cable. So it kind of stinks that that's the case, but it is. Okay, so let me get the phone in here. Oh, I got to get the sticks out from underneath where they're stored there. Okay, I got the controller all squared away. This is the drone. And I'm telling you what, it's a good looking drone. It may weigh more than 250 grams, but it doesn't look like it does. It's very small and very, I don't know, just a nice looking drone. Oh, let me get the thing off of there. Oh, I need to put a battery in. All these little details. This one, again, is labels up. You just put it into the drone, push it, and it clicks in. There's a label here on the side. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it says that it accepts SD cards up to 128 gigabytes. So using a U3 SD card up to 128 gigabytes, I think that's actually what I've got in here. I've got one of those SanDisk Extreme discs in the drone here. Well, one of the most confusing things, again, that I see on their box, they haven't changed this, is this electronic aircraft is not a toy. And then in the very next column, it says this toy is recommended for children 14 years of age and older. So, I don't know what to do. Oh man, my box got wet. Dang it. It wasn't worth the dramatic effect, was it? All right, enough playing around. Put all this crap in the box. There. I'm gonna put that in there for safekeeping. Get off me. There. Now you guys can see the box. The process that they want you to follow to turn on this stuff is they want you to go with the drone first and then the controller. It'll go through a pairing process, and then once it's paired, it may take up to 20 or 40 seconds, I can't remember which. And then that's when, once it's paired, you can turn on the app, which is the Ruko Mini app, and then you can connect with your drone and your phone and your app. So let me start off by turning the drone on. Let's go over to the landing pad and do this part. Maybe the bugs will stay over there by the truck. It's a little bit of a different process with this drone. So on the back of the drone, there's a button where the battery is. You press and hold the button long, and it'll light up all those lights, and then the drone will come on and make that noise. And then you go over to the controller, and there's the power button right here. You hit one short press and then one long press. That'll turn the controller on, and it's gonna annoyingly beep like this until it connects with that drone. I gotta walk away from it because it's really loud. Oh, there we go, one long beep, and that means it's connected. So we are officially connected to the drone, from the controller is officially connected to the drone. So now I can turn on the, now I can get the app turned on. It's the Ruko Mini app. Pretty sure that this is all I got to do. Hit the down arrow, maybe hit control. Oh, I got to go through a little tutorial. I'm going to skip all that, but you guys need to watch that and read that. It's really neat though. They do provide you with a tutorial on how to turn everything on and blah, blah, blah. So let me hit go. We'll get over to the Jeep. Oh, look at that. It immediately came up with the FPV screen. So right now we've got 93% battery on the drone and 98% battery on the controller, which is kind of strange because I charged these up last night to the max. The battery in the drone anyway is a smart battery, so it'll deplete itself over time, but I don't think 12 hours is enough to make that deplete. Okay, so while we're waiting for the GPS signal, up in the upper left-hand corner you can see it's waiting for GPS signal. I'm gonna hit the wheel cog here, and we're gonna go over and check out all the settings. So we've got beginner mode. Well, it starts off with beginner mode off. That's nice. The return to home altitude, I think that's good at 147 feet. Now the storage settings down here, I've got, like I said, the SD cards in the drone. So it looks like you can save 2K, 2.7K, or 4K. That's awesome. I've never saved in 2K. I've saved in 2.7, 60.
Ready to fly.
All right, well now she's got her GPS signal, so we're all good. We're all set. And the photo scale, I'm not sure what all those numbers mean. I'm not a photographer. You guys know that I know nothing about this photography stuff. So the auxiliary grid, you've got the same options that you've got with the DJI drones, which is nice. I always like to hit this hash mark, whatever you call that, in the middle of the screen there. So I got that plus sign, so I know what the drone's looking at. One thing that I did see in the user manual though, this camera, it'll adjust from 90 degrees like this, and it'll go all the way down to 0 degrees, so you can look straight down with this drone while you're flying. That's pretty cool. And I don't know if whenever it stops, if the camera will jitter like the DJI Mini 2 does. So let me go over to the SD card here, and I want to format that. So I'm going to confirm. There's nothing on that card. I need to do the compass calibration, so I'm going to hit this button in the upper right-hand corner of the controller, and hopefully it's going to take me through that process. So that's pretty simple. So just turn it, they want to turn it horizontally, and now turn it vertically with the camera facing up. And I think we're set. Good deal. So it wants me to place it down on the level surface. I think we're all set, guys. I think we're ready to take off and see what this drone can do. So without further ado, I'm going to get behind the camera. I'm sure I'll be back in front of the camera here in a minute. I just ate a bug. Actually, I think I need to tell you guys what we're doing. we're gonna test its stability like we always do, and then we're gonna do a distance test. We're gonna fly all the way over there to that lake or pond, and we're gonna see how the signal is, and we're gonna see how the transmission feed is on the FPV screen, and then we're gonna do a return to home, see how close it gets to the landing spot, and I think that's all we're gonna test here because I need to get to the beach so we can get some really cool cinematic stuff. I think I'm gonna skip all of the intelligent features for today. But look at this, it's got GPS follow, fly around, route planning, split screen, night mode. It's got all these different things, and those are really cool. But that's not what this drone, to me, is all about. To me, the drone is about the camera, and it's about getting some really, really good cinematic footage from the beach to see exactly how good this gimbal and camera setup is on this new drone that Ruko's just released. So let me get out of this intelligent flight mode. There's nothing left to do but to get this drone started. All right, so I'm gonna pull the sticks together here. We're gonna start the motors. I think that I can just lift up straight on the stick and it'll raise up. Look at that. That is a good looking drone. And look how sturdy it is. I'm gonna pull this GoPro up here so you guys can see how it looks. Look at that. That is not wavering or moving one bit. That is a good looking drone. Wow. Check that out. Are the bugs around him? Nope, they're all around me. Pull him over here towards this camera so you guys can see the bugs that are around this camera. Now it doesn't have obstacle avoidance, so we can't really get too close. But do you guys see all the bugs flying around this camera? Not good. Now let me back him back up and get him up in the air so we can get a really good perspective of this stability test. There, now he's up into the sky. Pretty sure he's got an optical flow sensor in the bottom. So let me put my hand underneath it and see what he does. He doesn't have one of those either. This is the second or third one in a row that I've tested that doesn't have that optical flow sensor, and I swear that looks like an optical flow sensor. I don't know, that's weird. All right, so let me see his stability. Let me pull him down just a little bit. I'm gonna just see how stable he is, see if he comes back to the spot that he's at. Look at that. Okay, he did perfectly fine there. Let me grab his leg and pull him down. He doesn't like that very much. And one more, we'll shove him really hard to the right, or to your left. And he's gonna come back and he's gonna hold his position. So that's a good stability test. That means that this drone is pretty stable. Now let's lower him down a little bit here. So let me get him turned around here, and I'm gonna hit record, and we're gonna get some of this footage here. You hit the camera there for video, and just hit the red record button, and now it says that it's recording. Good deal. Let me get in front of him so I can get this audio synced up. I wish you luck, my friend Ricky Jr. Okay, so we've still got 84% battery on him. Let me get him up into the air. I want to really test out the sticks here and see see how comfortable this thing is to fly. Because man, so far, just from the little things that I've seen so far, I'm impressed with it. Now again, the gimbal control is on the right side of the controller, so that kind of stinks. I wish it was on the left because we're all used to that. So I'm going to pull the gimbal down a little bit so we can get a little better of a view. I hear a helicopter. Oh, there he is. He's way out there. So let me go up a little bit farther. Let me go up to, say, 75 feet. And we're just going to fly straight out over to that pond. We're going to see what this is going to do here. All right, let me go straight forward. It's only got 2 speeds. And in the controller here, it's got a speed button. So right here, I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, there's a speed button. So right now I think that we're in, there's camera mode and there's fast mode. So right now we're going 13 miles an hour. So I'm pretty sure that that's going to be camera mode. Let me swing over here to the right just a little bit. Oh, the gimbal or the yaw is pretty fast. Man, it looks solid up in the sky though. Man, that looks really good. I don't want to raise up any farther because there is a plane out in the distance there. It's obviously a lot higher than I am, but anyway. So we've got a full signal here. We are 675, almost 750 feet out, and I have not had any breakup on this screen at all. So that is amazing. Ruko's starting to get their act together. I think that they're trying to get a lot more serious about this competition with these other drone companies. But we're over to the pond. Let me see if I can slowly go to the right here with the yaw instead of, it's still pretty quick. So we are 1,100 feet out, 1,200 feet out. We still have a perfect signal, and there's been no freeze up on this feed as far as I can see. And I'm sure that the SD footage is going to be even better. Okay, so I think that that's a really good distance test. The only other thing that I want to test here, I think, is going to be the return to home test. There is a return to home button on the controller itself. 147 feet is what I've got it set at. So I'm going to hit return to home. I think you hit the button and it just starts to raise up. And once it raises up all the way to its top, 247 feet is what I had it set at, it'll start its trek home. So it's 1,469 feet away, and it looks like is it going to start? There we go. It's starting to come home. How fast is it going to come home? So it's coming home at 16, 17 miles an hour. We're almost right above us right now, and I got the camera 90 degrees. Let's see if it does a little jerk. Nope, it was smooth as could be. So now he is, that's Ricky Jr. again. He has stopped to return to home, and he's starting to descend. Oh, I wonder if the recording stopped. That was interesting. So let's, I might have hit the record button on the back of the drone, or back of the controller. So he's coming down for a nice smooth landing here. Is he gonna raise his gimbal up? No, he actually doesn't hit that smoothly. He hits pretty hard, but he raises the gimbal up after the fact. So at least he raises the gimbal up. I would think that with a drone like this, that they would want to raise the gimbal up before it lands. That way it would protect the gimbal or the camera a little bit more. But what do I know? He did another bug. He did land a few feet away from the landing pad, but that's okay. I don't think that it's got precision landing, so that is acceptable. One thing that I do want to test here real quick is this has cruise control, just like the DJI Mini 4 Pro does. You guys remember last week we did a video on cruise control for the DJI Mini 4, and we stacked different things. We went straight forward, and then we added the side movement, and then we added the raise. So I wonder if we can do that with this, because that's going to come in really handy for all of this cinematic footage that I'm going to gather at the beach with the next battery that we've got. These bugs are driving me crazy today. All right, let me get him started again. We're going to get him raised up in the air, let him hover there just like we do with the other drones so he can get his position better, I guess. Now the way that you do cruise control, from what I remember, is you've got to be at least 49 feet up in the air, but while you're flying you hit the speed button. I'm pretty sure it's the speed button that you hit. I don't think it's that, because that's the launch and land button. So I believe it's the speed button, so hopefully I'm right on that. So let me get him raised up in the air. We got to go at least 50 feet up. I'm not sure if there's a minimum speed that you have to be going in order to activate cruise control. But I'm going to fly straight forward here, and then I'm going to hit the speed button. So I'm going 10 miles an hour. So, I went into sport gear. That's not the button. So I'm going to go, well, let me stop for a second so I can get my bearings. Let me back up here. It must be the button up in the upper left-hand corner. Let me go straight forward here, and I'm going to hit this button in the upper left-hand corner. So we're going 7, 8 miles an hour, and it's in cruise speed. So that's awesome. So I'm going to raise it up a little bit and see if I can start stacking these things. So right now we're 58 feet up in the air. The cruise control is still set. Are we still? Oh, dude, we're stacking. That is cool. I think that we're able to do it. Look at that. So he's raising. Oh no, he's not going any farther though. So I need to stop that. So I think I hit the cruise control button again, and it disabled. Oh, so we're not stacking it. What it did is it stopped moving forward and it started to raise up. So you can't stack, but it still has cruise control. So if you can get a nice side speed going along the beach or something, that'll be a pretty cool cinematic shot. Let me get this thing back home. So let's go to the GoPro, see if we can find him in the sky, and we'll watch him land. Man, if you guys could see the bugs that I see right now, you'd be like, Kevin, where are you? Well, I'm in Florida. There he is. I can see him in the camera now. So he's coming down at how fast? 1 mile an hour. Let me find him back in the camera again. So he is further away from the landing pad than he was the first time. But it's still, to me, that's still acceptable. It's only maybe, what is that, 5 feet or so? My unprofessional Werther Roberts opinion is that this drone did really well today. And I'm gonna get it packed up so I can get out of these bugs. We're gonna have a little bit of a conclusion in the truck, and I wanna tell you what we're gonna do next. I would truly say that I think Ruko has created a winner here. I think that this drone did fantastic. The signal strength was great. There was no breakup in the FPV feed. I haven't watched any of the footage yet on the SD card right here, but I'm going to. I'm telling you what, if it's as good as it was on the FPV feed itself, I think it's great. I think that all the camera settings in the controller and in the app are on auto. I don't think that there's a manual setting, but I don't think that's a really big deal. If you know anything about how to edit things, I guess you could go in there and change things if you think it's too bright or too dim or whatever. But you guys know me, I always fly in auto because I don't know anything about cameras. I just noticed this. Inside this gimbal cover, there's a piece of foam here to protect the camera. That's a nice touch, Ruko. I do give this drone 2 thumbs up. And again, if you guys know that reference, congratulations, you're old again like I am. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna focus on the camera. I'm gonna take this drone out to the beach and I'm gonna try to get as much footage as I can so I can take it home and make like a 30-second montage at the end of this video to lead us out into that conclusion, or to lead us out into that outro. So guys, I hope that you enjoy the video. I really do appreciate you watching. Ruko, you got a great drone here. Have a great week. God bless. Oh, stick around for the 30-second montage.